So, hi, welcome back to Movie Snippets on Kaburlu with Rajiv. Today, I wanted to talk about the movie called Homebound. I watched it, and the first thing that hit me was how non pretentious it was, how straightforward it is, and there's no softening, there's no over styling. It shows how life was unfolding for millions of people back in India during the pandemic, especially the ones who had no security or no money or no food or transport or safety during the time of a pandemic like the COVID. Watching it reminded me of how privileged I am to be able to safely get home during that time of the pandemic. I came back from Italy right before the lockdown started in India, and I think I spent six or 7 months at home in the comfort of my house with Wi-Fi, food, and parents to take care of, and yeah. So but at the same time, there were so many people in our country who were going through like catastrophic situations where people in some places were literally walking back to their hometowns or villages, and that contrast sits heavily when a film like this puts all the perspective in front of you. One of the very strong images in this movie is something like that, where Ishan Kutter's character is carrying his best friend Vishal Jetwa on his shoulders along with their luggage. This is a profound statement of how difficult it was for people, and one person who's literally falling down is carrying another person who's already on the verge of giving up. I think it was a strong image that has stuck with me. To be honest, the performances, especially Shan Carter and Vishal Jetho, were exceptional. They were like very realistic, didn't do over dramatization of the situation or the events that happened, and I think in that way, kudos to the writing team and the direction team, helped by Neeraj Gaiwan, who's also the director of one of my favorite movies, Masan. So if you haven't watched that, please do give it a shot. Characters felt very genuine. They were tired, hopeful, helpless, and all at once. Like the visuals by cinematographer Pratiksha, I think, captured the rural India, and there was a kind of honesty that was very hard to fake, and they achieved it through exceptional acting and visuals. More than anything, I actually compliment the director's vision and his capability to balance both the art and the mainstream. Like, it is not an art film. It is not an art film that scares people away. Yes, it shows the themes of how caste discrimination is, how religious discrimination is, and how the economic inequality is shown is very apparent in India, but it doesn't show it like this is something that should ruffle your feathers. It's more like this is happening and you already know it, but then you seem to give a deaf ear to it. So something like that, on that sort. The movie, it's not like a commercial film that avoids discomfort. Like mostly commercial film directors tend to move away from these kinds of topics, and in a way this film didn't do that, and it's like right in the middle of the emotional quotient, the direct way of speaking to or talking about the subject. So yeah, I think kudos to the writing team. I've read it in the credits that the film is based on an article. I think it's commendable how they made it into a movie. I'd easily recommend this to anyone, not because it's India's Oscar entry for this year, but it's because a story that is worth watching. And on top of that, I think Martin Scorsese is one of the executive producers of this film, and definitely you should give it a shot. So I think it makes you look at our country and at yourself a little bit differently. I think that is what good movies do, and yeah. So if you get your time, please give it a watch. Thank you.